philosophy, just famous St. Augustine, Thomas Aquinas, you name them, completely wasted their lives by thinking about non-questions. It's only when...
But that's your belief, Peter.
Yeah, but there's no evidence for God. It's the basis of that's the core of my belief. That's what we're talking about.
But is that an assumption you're coming to it with, Peter?
Let me say, there is no evidence for God. That is the rock on which I build my system of explanations.
The New Testament book of Romans tells us, "That which may be known of God is manifest in them, for God hath showed it unto them. For the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse."
Peter,
Yeah.
is there any kind of evidence that John could bring to bear that would actually make you change your mind and think actually maybe there is a God?
Even if I was standing, at the foot of a cross and saw the resurrection before my very eyes, I would put it down to hallucination.
One of the evidences for the resurrection of Jesus actually is the work psychologists have done in pointing out that it could not have been a hallucination. He was seen by over 500 people at once, different times of day or night.
When they knew God, they glorified him not as God, neither were thankful, but became vain in their imaginations, and their foolish heart was darkened. Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools, and changed the glory of the uncorruptible God into an image made like to corruptible man, and to birds, and four-footed beasts, and creeping things.
Richard Feynman, who won the Nobel Prize for Physics, points out that the laws of nature don't come along with rules on what we ought to do with them.
But evolution does, and ethology does, psychology does, philosophy does. And all that these are...
But saying evolution does is no different from saying God does. It's just putting a label on a non-explanation.
I suppose it's that age-old thing that very often people say science can build us an atomic bomb, but it won't tell us whether we should use it. That's something that we have to decide, and that's the moral questions are different to the scientific.
Surely.
Well, science is the way, the truth, and the light.
And I'm very thankful that it's not an abstract set of intellectual disciplines, but a person who said, "I am the way and the truth and the life."